A conceptual, abstract space where ideas converge. Ethan and Clara sit facing each other. Hi Clara, it's great to finally connect with you. There are so many books and methods out there promising to teach people how to make money, yet why do most people still feel lost and anxious? Where does wealth truly come from?
Hi Ethan, I'm glad we can have this conversation. You asked the most fundamental question. Let's cut straight to the core. Most people spend their entire lives chasing the ripples on the water's surface, never thinking to dive deep to see the hand that's stirring them. They believe wealth is about luck, techniques, or insider information. But the truth is, every dollar you accumulate is a precise reflection of your understanding of the world. Every dollar you lose is the inevitable result of a flaw in that understanding.
A reflection of my understanding? That sounds a bit abstract. Are you saying the number in my bank account is basically my thoughts, materialized?
A very precise understanding. Let's use a model to visualize this process. Imagine a cycle. Mindset gives beliefs, gives choices, gives actions, gives habits, gives outcome, wealth, ... One. Mindset is the root. It determines how you interpret information. For example, someone with a scarcity mindset believes the world is a zero-sum game, resources are limited. Someone with an abundance mindset believes opportunities are created, the world is full of possibilities. Two beliefs are the sprouts. Based on your mindset, you form specific beliefs. Scarcity fosters beliefs like money is saved by pinching pennies or investing is too risky. Abundance nurtures beliefs like money is earned through value creation or risk and opportunity go hand in hand. Three choices are the branches. Beliefs drive choices. The former chooses to keep money in a savings account. The latter chooses to invest in assets. 4. Actions and habits are the leaves. Repeated choices become actions. Actions solidify into habits. The former habits might revolve around consumption, the latter around investing and learning. 5. Wealth is the fruit. Over time, habits bear fruit. The former might struggle financially their whole life. The latter may achieve financial freedom. Ethan, the fruit wealth you see, its shape, size, and taste was essentially determined at the level of the root mindset.
So, if I just look at the results others achieve and try to copy their choices and actions like buying the same stocks they do, I'm essentially barking up the wrong tree because our roots are completely different.
Exactly. This is the most classic pitfall. I call it the mindset mirror trap. You only see the reflection in the mirror, but you don't know the actual object shaping that reflection. During the 2008 financial crisis, some saw the end of the world and sold everything. Saw others a once-in-a-generation opportunity and bought aggressively. Was the world different? For them? No, their cognitive filters led them to interpret the same world in diametrically opposite ways, ultimately steering them towards different financial destinies.
So, what are the most common cognitive filters for average people that end up making us poorer?
Great question. There are at least 7 widespread cognitive traps that silently erode our wealth. 1. The get-rich-quick trap, an obsession with fast money, an inability to accept that wealth building follows the objective law of time. This turns people into the dumb money, the bag holders. 2. The herd mentality trap. Everyone else is buying. It must be right. This usually means buying at the peak of a bubble and selling at the bottom of a crash. 3. The confirmation bias trap. We only listen to what we want to hear. After buying a stock, we only seek out positive news, blinding ourselves to risks. 4. The loss aversion trap. The fear of loss is psychologically far more powerful than the pleasure of gain. This leads to cutting the flowers and watering the weeds, selling winning positions too early while holding on to losers. 5. Linear thinking trap. Using a straight line from the past to predict a non-linear future. Assuming what has always gone up will go up forever. 6. The illusion of competence trap, circle of competence. Failing to clearly define what I know and what I don't know. Constantly venturing into areas you don't understand. 7. The gambler's fallacy trap. Believing regression to the meaning will happen immediately. thinking it's due for a bounce after a string of losses and buying blindly, ignoring the larger trend. Ethan, be honest with yourself. Have you seen shadows of these traps in your past decisions?
Almost every single one. I feel like you're calling me out personally. Especially loss aversion, I often sell funds that have gained a little while holding on to stocks that are deep in the red, clinging to the idea that selling would make the loss real.
Recognizing this is the first step towards breaking through. Dismantling these traps is the prerequisite for growing your wealth. So, how do we systematically upgrade our mental operating system? I propose 4 paths. First, consistent. High-quality learning. Build your knowledge framework. Don't settle for shallow, fragmented information. Engage in deep reading. Read the classics. Read across disciplines, mental models from economics, psychology, history, and even physics can provide unique analytical perspectives. Learn from the thought models of top-tier thinkers like Buffett and Munger. Second, deep reflection and review, turning experience into true insight. Failure is not the mother of success. Reviewed and analyzed failure is. Keep a decision journal. Record your thought process, rationale, and emotions for every major decision. Later, compare it against the outcome and conduct a deep analysis. Ask yourself the 5 whys too. Penetrate the surface and reach the cognitive root cause. Third, actively expand your circle, the power of your environment. Your level of understanding is heavily influenced by the average level of the 5 people you interact with most. Find mentors. Join high-quality communities. Consciously reduce unproductive socializing with those stuck in cognitive valleys. Fourth, validate and iterate through practice, unified knowledge, and action. Cognitive elevation is ultimately completed on the battlefield of the real world. Using a small amount of capital you can afford to lose to practice your newly learned concepts. Feel the emotions. Test your understanding through real profits and losses. Embrace mistakes. Treat them as invaluable opportunities to discover blind spots in your thinking.
It sounds like a revolution of one's own mental system.
Yes, a thorough revolution. It demands that you shift from seeking externally to cultivating internally. Stop complaining about background, luck, or the market. Turn your gaze inward and examine your own mind, your thought patterns, your emotional responses, the quality of your decisions. Changing your financial situation is, in essence, a fundamental upgrade of your internal cognitive software. It's a challenging but immensely rewarding path. It requires lifelong curiosity and humility, extraordinary courage and honesty, and patience and discipline beyond the norm. But believe me, once you step onto this path, you are no longer a drifting piece of flotsam, but the captain of your own financial ship. The boundaries of your understanding become the boundaries of your financial world.
I understand. Wealth isn't a hunt I conduct in the external world. It's the cultivation of my inner world. Thank you, Xiao Shu. You've opened a completely new door for me.
The journey has begun, Xiao Yi. May you find not only substantial wealth on this path, but also a wiser, more insightful, and more capable version of yourself. Until we speak again.